TrainerMetrics is a fitness and progress tracking platform designed specifically with the personal trainer in mind. The goal of this tutorial is to help you become familiar with the software as well as provide a basis to get started. When you log into TrainerMetrics, the first page you'll see is a complete client profile list. Your client profile list can be sorted by all profiles, active profiles, archive client profiles, as well as pre-loaded templates that we provided for you. Before diving into some of the features TrainerMetrics offers, let's first add a client profile by clicking the blue button in the top right-hand corner. For time's sake, we aren't going to upload a picture of Ben and instead just identify him by his first and last name. Moving forward, make sure to enter your client's gender, birthday, and height, as this information is used in almost every assessment calculation and comparative norm or classification. And lastly, if you'd like to provide your client access to their profile, just enter their email address and select the top Client Access button. This will send your client an activation email that they can use to create a password for their profile and log in at any time. Now, instead of showing you a bunch of blank graphs and tables, we're going to opt out of saving Ben's profile and check out a profile that we have already prepared for you. Jane Doe comes with every account and has a few months of assessment data already stored. The first page we'll always land on when opening any client profile is the overview. It was designed to provide a quick glimpse of your client's current status as well as reflect some of their overall progress. At the top of every page contains a stat board of some key performance indicators as well as their basic information, just so that you can be certain of who you're tracking. The rest of the page is made up of 3 sections. First is an area where you can upload progress photos using your computer or smartphone. To the right is a profile checklist that was intended to help trainers get started with a new client. As we move down the page to the second section, there is a noticeably large chart with other elements. These are assessments that are reflected on the stat board and toggled through using the menu icon in the top right corner. This is actually how we format assessments throughout the entire software, and we'll be getting more into that in just a minute. At the bottom of the page, make sure to check out the high priority metrics table and review some of the assessments that you might want to re-evaluate next session with your client. And lastly, don't forget to review their most recent circumference information with girth measurements on the left and peripheral measurements to the right. Now let's move on and drill down on how you can add measurements you might be taking to the system and start capturing resulting metrics. We specifically formatted the assessments to all have the same features to help alleviate any confusion or poor user experience. To make it a bit easier to navigate, we grouped assessments by category and added drop-downs if there were multiple types of assessments. Let's go ahead and use VO2 max as a starting place. Click on the Select Calculation drop-down to pick what calculation you specifically want to use with each one of your clients. Also, just in case someone forgets any of the protocol information on how to administer a test, we made sure to add basic purpose, equipment needed, and procedures at hand. If we want to calculate the 1.5 mile run, click Add Data, and we only need to save the total run time, and TrainerMetrics will calculate the resulting information, present the data on the graph and table below, as well as index that metric against the client's population norm. We'll cover the Edit Data button in a second, but first, another useful feature offered for every assessment is the ability to look at your client's history in a custom way. Click the Graph Date Range field, and a menu will drop down so that you can analyze data for any time period instead of just all time. Here's a quick tip. If you want to focus on one specific data point, hover over the plot and a callout will display with the date and metric. The most recent metric and classification norm will be displayed in the last column of every table as well. One of the most frequently used assessments is the overhead squat movement screen. When the trainer checks off each deviation for anterior, lateral, and posterior review, TrainerMetrics not only plots the sum deviations on the graph and table, but also outputs customized corrective exercises and muscular imbalances. If the wrong deviation is saved, however, we've provided back-end access of every measurement added to TrainerMetrics. To review a measurement, select the date and click Update Data. This will show a lightbox with that day's specific measurements of which you can revise and save. We provide all resulting information that can be used for exercise prescription under Program. This is where we can check out what corrective exercises Jane can do to increase mobility and stability. Click on a hyperlinked exercise to view exercise protocol information, including images and step-by-step instructions. The table on the right displays all overactive and underactive muscle groups that are helpful to consider when prioritizing exercise progressions. If you think these exercises would be great to give your client for homework or for pre-session warm-ups, we've provided a few printable assets under Reports. Specifically, we can print off all of their corrective exercises broken down by myofascial release, activation, and flexibility exercises. Other reports we currently offer are strength exercise load and rep ranges calculated from the estimated 1 rep max, and a highlights report containing progress photos, target heart rate zones, caloric recommendations, protein recommendations, and charts for weight and body fat percent. If you're the type of trainer that likes to take progress photos, whether that be for body composition or squatting technique, use the progress feature to easily upload images to your database. If for any reason your client shrunk or got younger, profile info contains the information collected when you first created your client's profile. Just edit the fields and click save to update any of his or hers info. Last but not least, we recently added a feature that allows a trainer to upload a bunch of measurements at once. Specifically, we use paper forms when we train and take multiple measurements sometimes in the same session. FYI, this paper assessment form can be found under Trainer Resources and printed off. Instead of having to add data, assessment by assessment, under the metrics feature, we can upload all of these measurements with one click of a button. And if we have multiple uploads because we forgot to update Jane's profile the last couple of weeks, select Save and Refresh to batch upload multiple data sets. To get started, click Profiles to either go back to your client list or create your first profile and leverage the measurements you already have taken on your clients. If you need more information, first check out our Knowledge Center or feel free to contact us by emailing support@trainermetrics.com. Thank you.